Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Upper Tier Podcast, the football podcast we bring you each and every week, and a sprinkling of pro wrestling as well. Don't forget that. But it is the Monday mashup. Marky's back. How are we, Marky?
I'm good, cuz. How are you keeping? Good to be
I'm
back.
okay. I'm still trying to get over Friday. I'm sure you're fairly happy. I was this close, but didn't happen.
Oh yes.
But not for the nice shells in any way. What a fabulous season they had, and hats off to them. And they got there in the end, and it was looking rough. A bit of inspiration, of course, by Jose Mourinho, and we'll talk about that as well, and
Yeah.
everything else in between. We've got some fun for you tonight as well. We will take a look back at it. We'll also take a look back at the weekend's Premier League action. Some interesting stuff there that happened, and triggering kind of things today. We hear of Edu leaving Arsenal and all this kind of thing. Arsenal disarray, the fan base up in arms, going absolutely perplexed and stuff and all. So we'll talk about that as well.
Joanna Morrisby in the chat and stuff like that, you know. And can I just say, cuz if you do need a bathroom break, don't be waiting 2 hours. You can go. I can chat away to the lads in the comments and all, you know.
That was only in the shop. That wasn't here. Here's all good.
No, I'm just saying in general, if you do. How are you, Baz?
If I was here, it wouldn't be a problem at all. We'll take a quick look at the Champions League as well. And we're going to discuss a little bit of Ruben Amorim as well. A couple of comments from Roy Keane and Gary Neville had a bit of a head-to-head about it and stuff like that. We'll get your thoughts on the FAI Cup final coming up this weekend. We had Aaron on, of course, who's going to be involved in one way or another, no doubt about it.
I've seen he made the shin guards for all the lads for the final. He made special. Did you see? Yeah, very good.
Very good. Hats off to him. Yeah, absolutely.
Was Baz at the show last night?
Baz wasn't at the show last night. No, Darren hit him up, asked him did he want to go, but couldn't make it. So, so we will start, of course, as always, our sponsor for the Monday mashup.
That's it, lads. That's it. Yeah, loads of events coming up before Christmas and stuff like that, and then we're looking at next year as well. So, like I was saying, that Leeds United Legends game is the first game of the Legends series for next year. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. It's going to be obviously different, not the only United one, but Ian Hart and Michael Bridges were the first two confirmed, and there's a few more that Brown was telling me about that haven't been obviously announced yet. But it's going to be an unbelievable day. So, like I said, the game's on in the Carlisle grounds of Bray, as you well know, cuz the meet and greet is in the Sallynoggin Inn beforehand, and then the meal is in the Talbot Hotel in Stillorgan. So any Leeds fans watching, or if you know any Leeds fans, let them know. It's going to be a massive event. First time ever that the Leeds Legends team has been over here. So really, really looking forward to it.
Ted, Ian Hart is always on panels. Always.
Always, yeah.
Well, that's an interesting combination there, because I can tell you now, obviously the connection with Bray Wanderers and the Carlisle ground, of course, being my local team.
Yes.
The Sallynoggin Inn was where I used to DJ for years, doing 21st all the way to 40th, and a few little underground raves as well from time to time. And the Talbot Hotel is where I got married.
No way. So and here, do you reckon I can name you on Hill's first dance? Was it Phil Collins' Groovy Kind of Love?
It was.
See that?
There you go. In the now, huh?
Do you know what? I remember you telling me that years and years and years ago, and it's just stuck in my head.
And you know something? Where we had our wedding reception was where Hollywood Nights was.
No way.
And that's where we met each other.
That's deadly.
So there you go. So there's little facts there for you.
Did you do that thing? Me and Yvonne were discussing this. My mum and dad did it. The night they flew out on the honeymoon, the night of the reception, so they've paid for everything, and they weren't even there for the whole thing. They had to go off to the airport.
No, we did our reception there, and the next morning at 7 a.m. only finished at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the hotel. 7 a.m. we were in the airport heading to San Francisco.
No way.
And we had a 10-hour delay.
Jesus.
And it took us nearly 24 hours to get to San Francisco the day after our wedding.
Jeez.
So what I would say to people is they don't do it these days. They wait a couple of days and they have these after barbecues and all this kind of cool stuff.
Day two
and then they eventually head off and all. Yeah, so they're much more clever at it than we were.
Me and Yvonne haven't had a honeymoon. We never had ours. We put it off, and then of course Georgia came along, COVID, this, that, and the other. So we never ended up going on honeymoon.
So it's a good excuse to go.
That's it. We're gonna have to do something, yeah. Maybe bring her out to see the Rocky statue.
my parting memory was I was sipping up the suit jackets to go back to black tie. There you go.
No
And I
way.
was still twisted.
Right, so where was that in Stillorgan, black tie?
No, black tie. Where did we get them? Ranelagh. There's
Really?
a big
Yes,
black
yeah,
tie
yeah.
in Ranelagh. Remember
Yes, I
in
remember.
the courtyard.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's where we
Remember
got them.
the bit, not the Extra Vision. What was the name of the video shop down there? It was close to
So,
that.
there was an extra vision there, all right. There was an
Yeah,
extra vision, yeah. And then
Turner's.
there was, what was the other one? Advanced vision.
That's it.
Advanced vision.
Yeah,
Yeah. The
yeah.
one with
That's
the
the one.
red with the white.
Yeah, that was there for years. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Even
they got
after Extra
taken
Vision
over
went.
then by Extra Vision. Remember Murphy took
Yeah,
them over.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jeez,
Good times.
trip down
Good
memory
times.
lane.
Seems a long time ago. Joanne, how are you? I'm
How are you,
sure
Joanne? I'm
you're
actually.
happy enough.
I'm glad Joanna's in the chat because obviously all the news filtering out of Arsenal today, and she's a very anti-Arteta. And I was kind of thinking, but yeah, I definitely see it along them lines now, especially seeing some of the stats coming out, comparing them to Mr. Ten Hag and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be interesting. Right. We shall start with, what do I want to start with? We'll start with our Premier League review. And we'll
Yes.
go all the way back to lunchtime on Saturday. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. A powerful header from Alexander Isak, a sublime ball from Anthony Gordon.
What a ball. What a
And
ball.
not much else to talk about in the game. Let's be honest. I think Arsenal had one shot on target in the whole game.
Yeah.
So
Newcastle had a few other chances. What a ball by Anthony Gordon, though, you know. But you look at the two Arsenal centre halves. Isak gets up in the middle, free header, 6-yard box in between the two of them. It was a great header because it looked like he jumped early and he was hanging in the air. But what a ball by Anthony Gordon! Like, and you know, in fairness, it could have been a lot more. Newcastle, they had to put away the chances, but they were the better team overall. You could see Arsenal a different team, obviously without Odegaard and stuff like that. People were talking about last week and week 4, you know, the injuries and obviously suspensions to Saliba before, but like you looked at them against Newcastle on Saturday morning, they had no answer for them. Absolute no answer at all.
They're really struggling, aren't they? They're
Oh,
really
man.
there's a confidence thing. I don't think I'm not too sure. Did he prepare properly for the Newcastle game? Was he set up properly and all? He didn't seem to understand what he was doing and all, and
Yeah.
it was just
Actually,
kind of
sorry,
weird.
cuz can I just say, yeah, man, Lewis Hall, I thought had an excellent game as well. I know everyone was talking about Anthony Gordon and all, but I thought he was excellent for Newcastle on Saturday.
And I loved his interview after the game where he said it wasn't just me. The boys were dropping in to help me and protect me during the game as well, which was absolutely brilliant. Yeah, he's a top lad, isn't he? He's a top lad.
Unbelievable. I think we mentioned him last season, at the end of last season, or maybe started how he does this season. He's definitely one to watch, like, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So then, if it couldn't get better that day, then we had Bournemouth 2, Man City 1. Semenyo and Evan Nielsen with the goals, and Vardy all with what turned out to be the consolation on 82 minutes. Man City with problems as well.
Yeah, it was mad. Like, obviously, listen, taking it away from Bournemouth, you know, you look at it, of a possible 9 points, again, they've taken 7 against Villa, Arsenal, and City. That's unbelievable. They're just so well drilled and well coached. And like, don't get me wrong, it could have been a lot more. They had their chances. Ellison pulled off some good saves and stuff like that. But then, you know, they get the goal back. You know, it's 2-1, and you're thinking, you know, City, you're like, and then you see, was it 6 minutes out of the on? You're like, right, they're definitely going to get something here. Even that chance, Travers saved from Haaland, and he hits it off the post end. But and I think it was a Foden had a shot late on, and it just went wide. But the minute he hit it, I thought to myself, here we go, 2-2, and they've taken something. But and went wide of the post, and it was an excellent result for Bournemouth. And like I said, it was well deserved, and especially over the last few games, you see them that they're well drilled and stuff, and they're a tough team to play against, particularly in the Vitality Stadium as well. You know,
Bournemouth practically within a week, 6 points from Arsenal and City.
It's mental,
phenomenal.
isn't it?
It's phenomenal.
And well earned as well. Like, you know, they played some really good football, and like I said, the chances they create as well. I think their right mid missed an open goal. Remember, from an Ederson save, and it came to him, and he skied over the bar and stuff. And like I said, Yeah,
Holland.
big time, yeah, 100%. Ted. And I had him as my captain on Saturday as well, and Jesus Christ, man. But yeah, well deserved by Bournemouth. Unbelievable result for them.
Here's one you're going to be interested in. Ipswich 1, Leicester City 1. Jordan Ayew in the 94th minute with a red card for Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, it was. Listen, it was one of those games where, full of controversy. Can I just say, going back to the Ayew equaliser, what a little Dane touch by Vardy for the assist. It was unbelievable, little pass. Ipswich scored a cracker themselves, create some chances. But yeah, listen, the game was. Yeah, look, listen, to me, it was a penalty. We'll probably talk about it in ref watch. To me, it changes the game because obviously they get a penalty, they probably score it, and it doesn't get to Phillips being sent off for the second caution. So, yeah, it was a massive decision in the game, which I thought was wrong, and it completely did change the game. And Leicester just started turning the screw, the last few minutes of the game, and yeah, you just felt they were going to score,
Yeah, it feels at the moment like McKenna can't catch a break, doesn't it?
No, yeah,
feels
100%.
like he's just so close, but he just can't catch a break.
100%. And if you've seen the line, they were raging about the penalty decision, and then if literally a few seconds later, it's they're looking at Calvin Phillips walking down the tunnel after receiving a second caution. So it was crazy 3 minutes, and I felt for him because you could see him on the line how frustrated he was and stuff like that, and particularly because it wasn't a clear and obvious error, so the referee wasn't called to the screen or anything like that. So yeah, it was madness.
Yeah, absolutely. Liverpool 2, Brighton 1. Kade Huglu with the goal on 14, putting Brighton ahead. And I was thinking, here we go. Here we go. the door is wide open there. All we have to do is step through it. And we put in that performance in that first 45 minutes, which was absolutely shocking. But then we come out second half, couple of little tweaks, couple of little changes. You got Cody Gakpo on 69 with that header, kind of fortuitous a little bit as well, kind of like came through a number of people and got there. But then Mo Salah on 72 minutes, ball on the right-hand side, cuts in on the left, into the far corner, loops over the keeper. A signature Mo Salah goal, scores them week in, week out.
Unbelievable finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, gets very little respect. He should get a lot more respect. Wasn't even mentioned in the Ballon d'Or.
How was he not in the top 30? Like
not even mentioned.
That was a joke, and I'm a United fan, But listen, you have to appreciate what he's about, and yeah, listen, we could talk about last season after the African Nation Cup, he had a bit of a dip in form, but when he produces things like that, just unbelievable he was,
and he's so consistent. It's week in, week out, nearly with him.
Yeah, 100%.
He does this new one. What did you make of his Instagram post?
I didn't see it.
His Instagram post after was, he says, it was kind of no matter what happens, I'll never forget the feeling of scoring goals at Anfield or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a little shot like what's going on with the contract kind of thing.
And I'm out here kind of thing. But can I just mention another player who I thought had a fantastic game when he came on was Joe Gomez, and I thought when I thought he played really, really well, and that opportunity he had to get his first goal from the header, I thought that would have just rounded off his game when he came on. I thought he was excellent. Like, I don't know what you thought, but I just thought he was
never scored for the club, that, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. His first goal,
he's never scored for the club.
But yeah, I thought he was excellent.
I'll tell you who changed the game when he came on as well, and he's beginning to show really was about Curtis Jones.
Yeah,
what a player he's shown this season. If we can keep him fit and stuff like that, he just has that eye for real positivity going forward and stuff like that.
And in fairness, Kelleher pulled off some good saves, and the Brighton goalkeeper pulled off some world-class saves as well. That one-on-one where it looked like Salah wanted to dink him, and he tried it, and he was well aware of what was happening. I thought both keepers had excellent games on Saturdays and stuff. So, but yeah, listen, it was a relief for you. Obviously, you've been over there when Brighton have been there in their free-flowing style and stuff like that. And
he was there for the 2-2.
Yeah. I remember you and Dino went over, didn't you?
Yeah, me and Dino, yeah.
So yeah, listen, Brighton took the lead and kind of woke you. Danny Welbeck with an assist again, so involved and stuff. So, but yeah, he's done well to get back into, and just listen, a world-class goal by Salah, the way he cut in.
Dino's first half was going ballistic on WhatsApp. He was gone. He was
He's doing it.
literally having a row with himself. He was typing stuff. He couldn't type quick enough, and then he was floating between typing and audio notes.
He's
He was
serious.
so frustrated. And I said to him at the end of the half, I said, "Look, it's only 1-0 that we're down. We should have been 3 or 4-0 down. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And we were only 1-0 down."
I say Greg was in the background eating the popcorn, ready to put a little comment in.
But I said to Dino, I said he'll change it around at half time. We'll be attacking the Cop, and I said we'll come back into this and probably win a 3-1, and we more or less nearly did. So
there you go.
So, where are we now? Welbeck, unlucky not to score that free kick. He was very unlucky not to score the one. Yeah, absolutely. He's having a phenomenal season. Big up, Brown. How are you?
How are you, Row? Or Spider-Man, as I should say.
How's the head?
He had a week off there. He had a week off, and
did he?
I think he must have went about 24 hours without having a pint of Guinness.
Somebody needs to take the phone off Dino until the game's over.
He's an emotional lad, Ted, isn't he?
Oh my god. You know when you're looking back at the thread, and there's about 15 or 20 comments there.
Yeah.
And they're all just from Dino. No one's comments are in between. It's like he's just having a row with himself, and he's a legend.
Dino, listen, if you're watching or listening in here, I miss watching you and Niall on the Shankly sessions on a Friday night. I used to tune in and love your little rants and stuff like that. You need to get back on, man.
The rants at the moment are different level. We'd have no channel. I ask him on all the time. I ask him on all the time, but I think he feels a bit when he comes on, he feels he has to be a bit sanitized or something. He can't be himself or something. You know what I mean? So it's a bit crazy, all right. Yeah, absolutely, Ted. What a goal. What a goal. Yeah, and literally, 30 seconds between it. Yeah, it was class. Because what I did was I was finishing up because I was working on the Saturday. So I went down to Dunn's to pick up a few things. Hillary had sent me a list of food that she needed. So I was down in Dunn's. And when I came back up, it was 2-1. I said, "What's all the fuss?" There we go. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's great when you call it and you say it and all. So it's pretty cool. Forest 3, West Ham 0. Yeah. And another sending off.
Yeah, and rightly so this time. Another unbelievable performance by Forest. Some of the football they're playing. Listen, Chris Wood on the score sheet again. Lucky enough, I had him in my fancy. Aina I brought in as well for Mick Van de Ven. And what a finish by him, by the way, from a defender. Did you see it? Top corner, cuts in with his left. But Forest, it's Forest and Villa in their pump. Feels like we're in the 80s again, doesn't it?
The Hudson-Odoi effort. Should the keeper have saved it?
See, it's one of those. It was a nice work routine, but the amount of, I think 3 or 4 players had jumped up in front of him. I don't know, if he's just seeing it drop too late, or he's anticipating a defender getting a touch on it, or what. But yeah, it was one of those. And if you look at the replay, it's not as if he's placed it well. He hasn't put too much power in it. So it's one of those. I felt a little bit for the keeper because the amount of bodies that had gone up in the air, and he's probably seen it coming down a bit too late, you know. I remember Frank Lampard scoring a few like that back in the day for Chelsea, you know, and he just gets it in the corner of the box and just whips one in. And you don't know whether it's a cross or a shot, but it goes in either way, you know.
What a season Hudson-Odoi is having as well.
All
He's
of them,
had a freshness.
100%. You see Alanya, obviously on the right hand side, was involved in the second caution with his pace and stuff, and Wood, and they're just having a great season. And you know, you look where they are on the table, and you just think everyone's expecting each game they're going to be like, you know, they're going to get beaten here and start dropping down, but they're tipping away nicely. And you look, I'd give me right arm to be in the position that they're in now, you know, that sort of way. But delighted, you know, a mate of mine, Philip, is a massive Forest fan, and you know, I was texting him over the weekend and stuff. He was away and he was watching it. Unbelievable stuff. Like for the Ballyfermot game, I brought him down to meet Neil Webb. And of course, Neil Webb turns up to these United events with a Nottingham Forest bag. His backpack with his gear in it has the Forest crest on it. So there's a great picture I took of the both of them. And Philip came down in a gilet, you know, and underneath is the Forest jersey. So for all intents and purposes, if he's at that event, you think it's a United jersey underneath it, you know, because you can't see it's the Adidas on the side or whatever.
Oh, it's cool.
That's it. And Neil Webb turns around to him and says, what are you doing? Open up the jacket. So the picture, I'll send it on to you. The picture I took of him, Philip opens it up and he has it like that, and Neil's like that. It's brilliant. But to see Forrest, I'm delighted for Philip and the lads. It's great to see them up there, and they're having a great season, and long may it continue.
I was watching one of the channels on Saturday. One of the lads asked one of the lads on, he says, so what's the gap now between our Liverpool and Arsenal? And your man says, sure, there's a forest between us.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Someone wrote that as well on one of the trends and stuff like saying that. Very, very funny. Yeah.
Absolutely. Up next, Southampton versus Everton. Southampton taking the points. Beto with a goal disallowed laid on. Very unlucky. Thought he had gotten the equaliser. Dice absolutely flipping. What was your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest of games. Obviously, Southampton took their opportunity, and then we thought Beto, like he has done in previous weeks, is gotten everything out of a hole. But it felt like an eternity between when the referee blew, or when the ball hit the back of the net from when the referee blew to give the VAR sign and the hand up for offside. So, listen, it's one of those. It was so marginal. They had to keep looking over it and checking the lines. And obviously, I know it's early in the season still. Well, we're coming into November, but it was a massive game for both teams. So it's a big decision. And that's why I think they took the time in it. And it was, for me, I think it was a right decision. He was just marginally offside. But you can see from an Everton point of view how frustrating it would be to be on the end of that decision, And so I did feel it was a right decision. A must-win game for Southampton this early on in the season.
Huge.
Big 3 points, and they'd be happy to keep a clean sheet at home as well. The clean sheets for them are going to be few and far between. So, but from an Everton point of view, you felt they were trying to get a little run together, a bit of momentum, and it was knocked out of them this weekend. But listen, they'll have one more. Is it one more match before the international break? Or two?
It might be two. I know there's one coming up this weekend anyway, because we've asked.
Oh, at least they'll have next weekend to try to get something to be a tough game. But listen, apart from that, it was a kind of not much opportunities from either teams, to be honest.
Yeah, true. Next up, Wolves versus Crystal Palace, 2-2. Larson and Gomez with the goals for Wolves, and two defenders coming up for Crystal Palace. Chalobah and Gahey with the goals, more or less.
Did you see Shelbourne in the first half?
Yeah.
He completely misses it, and then he blocks it from going in from his own player. I thought, well, listen, he redeemed himself anyway, getting the goal in the second half. Because
did you see the stare? Did you see, was it Mateo who took the shot?
Yeah,
did you see the stare he gave him going? What the? That was 100% a goal.
Oh, I was going, keeper would have no chance. It was like 5 yards out, and the pace in it, but I was just laughing to myself when I was watching it. One thing I did notice is, obviously, I think Palace missed Eze a lot on Saturday. Some of the balls that were being sprayed around weren't great. From Wolves' point of view, I think Cunha has been playing very well lately. Dug them out of a hole.
Boy, Larson as well. It's a tidy player, isn't he? Larson?
Yeah, he looks very, very good. Good finish by him as well and stuff. But only for they got that equaliser, you're looking at it going, Gary O'Neill could have been sacked on Saturday night or Sunday morning. It's getting to that stage where every goal, every decision is so vital, because the owners 100%. The owners must be looking at it and they're waiting, and no doubt they'll be looking at other people at the moment. But I feel for him, I do like Gary O'Neill 100%. I do. I think he's a great coach, but it's just they've been on the wrong side of a few VAR decisions. But a lot of teams are anyway. But it seems they've been on the end of more than others, and it's frustrating. But listen, it was an exciting for a neutral. It was an exciting end-to-end game. I know from two teams. You'd see probably being safe, obviously Palace more so than Wolves, but it depends when they're going to pull the trigger on a nail,
Yeah, it's going to be. I think, and it's bad to say it, but I think the decision might be already made, and they're just going to get to the international break. I think that's right fair for as well, because I think once you start getting the 12 or 13 games, then you're starting to produce that gap, and then it gets really difficult.
Yeah.
So unless they make a change and get that new manager bounce kind of thing, and get a few points on the board and stuff like that and get going, otherwise they can get real detached. But be sad to see him go, because I am fond of Gary O'Neill. He's a very, very good coach.
100%.
He's just had a lot against him, and like he's lost an awful lot of good players as well. Like,
he has.
Can't be detracted from that either as well, Into Sunday, 2 games on Sunday. Tottenham 4, Aston Villa 1. Rodgers with the goal for Aston Villa. I was thinking, here we go, another Emery masterclass. This is all good. Tottenham on a mad one. Johnson, Solanke, Maddison.
What a free by Madison, by the way. And it was a brave decision by Ange to leave him on the bench and stuff. And you know what? I think it was at 1-1. Did he take Song off when it was 1-1? I think, wasn't it? Or was it 2-1? But I thought to myself as well, it's one thing leaving Madison out, but then to take Song off as early as he did, with the kind of game not completely over, in terms of result.
Yeah, 1-1, and he had the assist as well.
Yeah, so that was a brave decision. Like, you're looking at it, it's 1-1. You're getting yourself back into the game and you take Song off, and you're looking at it going, your most creative player just, has an assist. What are you doing? But
and this is your top 4, top 6 pointer.
Yeah.
Like, Spurs versus Aston Villa.
I suppose when you look at the result, it paid off. But at the time, say there was a few Spurs fans effing and blowing them. But what a result for them. They're one of these teams that are so inconsistent this season. They can go and beat Villa, and 4-1 at home, and next week they could go to, say, a Wolves and get beaten. That sort of way. So it's a massive result. Villa, I hear some people saying, you can see the Champions League is taking its toll on them. Listen, they're not going to go the whole season unbeaten. They're going to have games like that, that type of way.
And they're top of the Champions League table.
That's it. Like,
let's not dismiss that. That's something else.
They're not playing the likes of bleeding Gothenburg and teams like this. They're playing Bayern Munich and all. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, so yeah. For me, listen, they're gonna have a little blip here and there like that. But listen, if I'm a Villa fan, I'm not too worried. I trust in Emery 110%. And the players they have there as well, and the rotation. Like, if you're starting Watkins, you're bringing Duran on. Like, we, as a United fan, we're bringing Xerxes on for Ireland. You know what I mean? The difference in quality, like, So, I wouldn't be too worried. Yes, it was a blip, but you just move on and you readjust. Excuse me, and reset and get ready for next week. They're playing Everton next week, isn't it?
I think so.
So that'd be another good game. But you just listen, forget what's happened and move on. But they're such a good team, Villa. But fair play to Spurs and Ange. Like I said, his decisions paid off.
My favourite part of the game,
Richard.
Carlson gets the assist and then gets hooked.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Loved it.
I knew you were going to say that.
And then we move on to this one. You're going to have to guide me through this one because I only seen the highlights. United 1, Chelsea 1. Fernandes with a penalty. Caicedo with an unbelievable goal.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Great finish. Well,
what was your thinking on this?
The highlights were probably the best. Like, obviously, the only things that happened there. It wasn't a great first half at all. A few chances here and there. For me, Garnacho had a terrible game. He should have scored in the first half. He definitely should have scored in the second half. You could see Casemiro and Hoyland were getting frustrated with him as well. Casemiro got booked because of him giving away the ball. The decision went against him and he bounced the ball in the air and all. I was just looking at me. He had such a bad attitude yesterday. And for me, I was disappointed with Hoyland's link-up play as well. I thought that could be improved. Xerxes comes on, like I just mentioned, I'm sorry, he's just still in my head. He comes on and does absolutely nothing. I don't know what Ted thinks, but like it looked like he was running backwards at times, that sort of way. It was just horrible.
Yeah, it's kind of the pigeon for the Ballon d'Or.
Oh yeah. But no, you're right, 100%. I was so frustrated watching him yesterday, Ted. We rang Rowan, I was talking to Dealers after the game. I was saying it about him and stuff. Very, very frustrating to watch he was yesterday. Just it's that opportunity where I think it was Bruno pulled it back to him. He's near the penalty area and he scuffs a shot and there's no one around him. You're like, if that's like someone put up a yoke on one of the WhatsApps. I think it was Ryan. He's an Arsenal fan. He was like, "Oh, Greenwood would have put that away and stuff like that." Um, he's just, and then like I said, Xerxes and stuff. It was a horrible game to watch from both teams. Um, shit, oh, big time, big
Might
time.
be happening in
Hopefully in
January.
January,
Might
January,
be
yeah.
happening in January. Yeah,
But
absolutely.
yeah, I mean, Duffer, I was texting me mate Duffer, obviously he's a Chelsea fan, and we were both saying it was a shocking game to watch, like, and the likes of Palmer and stuff didn't really get into it either. So, yeah, it's one of these we'll just write off early season, two big teams against each other. I keep saying early, we're into November now, it's probably not, but yeah, you didn't miss much at all. It was shocking.
Yeah, some people are saying, like, because we're obviously top of the table and stuff like that, and some people are getting a little bit carried away with title challenge, all this kind of thing and all. And from that point of view, I could turn around and say, listen, 10 games is early days.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if you're down in 13th and you're 13 or 14 points adrift of the top of the table after 10 games, that's like, that's a big deal.
That's a
That
lot to
is a
do.
big
A
deal.
lot to do.
It's a
And
lot to
listen,
deal with.
and when you think about it, like obviously with the quarterfinals of the League Cup, come January, you're into the FA Cup. You're hoping to be still within Europe as well. So there's a lot going to be happening the far side of Christmas. So you need to be getting into the top 10 and top 8. I know it sounds funny, but you do, to be putting pressure on and qualifying for Europe next season. Because obviously with the new manager coming in, it's going to be interesting. We'll talk about that now in a few minutes. But yeah, it's another game to write off. We seen Keane saying we're boring, there's no identity and stuff like that. It was, and we played very well against Leicester to win 5-2, but Leicester had a very poor team out. That let's not make no mistake about it. In the League Cup game there on Wednesday night. So, but yeah, you definitely didn't miss much yesterday anyway. Cause trust me.
What was the story with Kano? He looked like he just come from a ballad session or something up in Johnny Fox's or something like that. What was he like with the Janes and the Gansey, as they say, the Gansey?
He must have been out celebrating with shells.
He must have taken a pub or something like that or something. I don't know. The two boys are sitting there decked out in their suits and something, and he's sitting there, he's in their raggedy old jumper, like.
His mate runs hotel football just right across from the stadium, so he's probably in there.
He must have tied the two labs to a pole out the back or something. He'd be out walking or something. I don't know.
He's some boy.
Locking up like that. He looked rough as a bag of chisels. He did. Stayed him. Yeah, neither here nor there. Just to keep you updated tonight, folks, 79 minutes gone now. It's 1-0 to Brentford. Janelt with a pile driver earlier. What a goal.
Yeah, it was
what
unreal.
A goal. Fantastic goal. So Fulham looking to try and get back into this at the moment. We still haven't had a goal from Mbuemo, so don't be surprised if Fulham equalising and Mbuemo gets the winner or something like that.
Is it Fulham or is it Arsenal's B team?
I'm not too sure, because you know something, I didn't even go as far as the lineups, did I? Smith Rowe, Reece Nelson, the Iwobi. Yeah, you could be right. They're only missing a few, Maybe they should have signed Ramsdale.
Yeah.
There you go. But we keep you updated on that anyway. But that's your rundown from the Premier League. So going to be very, very interesting. Rowan is in. Fulham should have had 3 in the first half. Yeah, absolutely. 65% possession. And I think they had 6 shots, 4 on target.
Rowan's a betting man, so you wouldn't know if that's 3 goals, 3 corners, 3 throw-ins, 3 goal kicks. You know what I mean?
It's definitely 3 goals. I think they had 65% possession and they had 6 shots, 4 on target. Yeah, so there you go. Ted, I think Arsenal's B team played Newcastle on Saturday morning.
Could be right there, Ted.
True. 100%, Ted. 100%.
Looks like Greystone's B team. Never mind being Arsenal.
Tell me about it. Right, let's talk League of Ireland. Says he only bets on the horses. Is this true?
Yes.
Can you validate that?
Yes,
he never has a football bet.
Yeah, I thought you had. Now, not as much as the horses. He's gone. He was in Cheltenham there in March. He's going in a few weeks, and then he's booked Cheltenham. He's going for the week next March as well. So he's some boyo.
There, you could barely even get out for a watch along.
Oh no, yeah. But it's funny. You'd be in work on a Saturday. Oh, this dead cert run at 3 o'clock. I'm going to stick 20 quid on him. Oh yeah. 3:30. How'd he do? Oh, he fell. And you're like, yeah. Same old story, bro.
Yeah. Everyone talks about the 10 to 1s. It's the 1 to 3s that come in that no one talks about.
There was another 3 furlongs he would have went on and won it. You know, that's that way. So Sure.
Yeah, he's pipped on the line, but he needs another furlong. There you go. Right, talk to me about last Friday night. We did the watch along here on the interesting. The watch along is still getting views even today. So thanks to
No,
everyone
I
who
caught
watched
the
it
end
as
of
well.
it. Caught the end of it. It looked very good, and I went back and watched a bit of it then after. And like I said, I brought George up to bed then. George just sat up with me on our tab, and I was watching the match here, and it was ecstatic, absolutely ecstatic. As I was texting you, my cousin David was up there. Keno, who does me.
Arsenal, by the way, Arsenal B's just got hooked. Smith Rowe is off, and Tom Carney's on.
Oh Jesus!
So there you go. So they're back to full of maze.
Fuck's sake. So yeah, no, my cousin David went up. Keno, who's been on the show before, does be in the chat. He left work early about 1 o'clock on Friday and went up, and William, who does be in the chat here, he went down to Talca Park. The atmosphere he was sending me voice notes and videos. The atmosphere looked unbelievable, even in Talca. But David was lucky. He was, and my mate Keith and his son Jamie were up there, and I was texting him. He was waiting to meet David. I caught them on telly a few times, so I was sending them pictures. But the first half wasn't the greatest that I've ever watched in my life. I must say that pitch, I've mentioned it here before, the pitch in the Brandywell doesn't help the style of football by any team that goes there.
Aaron's heart was broke.
And you know what it is that they can't they don't want to lay grass down on it because they play up there. The Derry College plays there, and another local team in Derry play there. So if you've grass pitch and you've 3 teams playing on it, it's gonna get fucked up. But they need to improve the Astro. Like, it just looks so horrible to play on telly. So imagine what it's like there in real life, when you're up there. First half,
and you're watching it, it makes the players look terrible as well, because the players are trying to deal with it, and the players look like they're having a kickabout out in the park with their kids or something, because they can't control the ball around, because they don't know what it's going to do.
It's all damn black little pep, and if it's wet or if there's been a dew, it just looks horrible on the TV as well. It's just disgusting looking. But like, I've refereed in Oriel Park, and it's slightly better. Not saying much about Oriel, because that's another one that needs to be improved, and it will be next season. But second half we came out better, played some better football. But I was literally in here on the edge of my seat watching it, thinking, we're after fucking up opportunity after Boyd had an opportunity. Sean Gannon, can I just say, played absolutely brilliantly on right full. And he's the same amount of League of Ireland's as Bowles as a club. Like, that's saying something about the man. He has 11 titles, same amount as Bowles. There you go. Yeah, see,
we come prepared, Marky, on this show. We don't hang around here. We come prepared.
He's just a class act. And I remember watching him when he was in his palm playing for Dundalk, and they were playing in Europe and stuff, and he was just brilliant. You had him on the right, Dane Massey on the left, obviously Gartland, centre half and stuff. It's such a strong defence, and he still looks so young, and he's in great nick. He keeps himself in great condition. He does extra training sessions and stuff like that, and it pays off. Obviously, look at that list, like 11 league titles, man. Like, that's unbelievable.
They do say winning's a habit.
Yeah. He's unbelievable.
That's the definition of it.
Exactly. And listen, Sean Boyd ran his absolute socks off on Friday night. Again, when you're up there on your own, particularly on that Astro, it's tough on the knees, tough on your lower back and stuff. And I thought he was immense.
Especially when you're a big unit as well. He's a big unit, Boyd.
And not only that, you know yourself, the damn Derry lads, particularly a few of the more experienced lads, be giving a few nudges off the ball, getting in on them and stuff like that. But
I'd expect nothing less.
Yes, of your old mate, Mr. Wisdom. Listen, the handball, we got the free kick, and I'm sitting here. I actually stood up, hands. I was going like this, praying basically, but Boydie puts it down, and I'm thinking, right, just get it on target, work the keeper. Obviously, gets it. The keeper pulls off a good save, and Harry Wood is there and puts it. I thought he miskicked it, and I thought it was going wide, and he puts it into the corner then. And, oh man, I was screaming the house down. I was jumping up and down, and there was messages going between myself, David, Keith, everyone else. It was Keno, and oh man, unbelievable.
Just to let you know, at Fulham, Brian Mbuemo has been taken off, and Ben Mee is coming on. So it sounds like Thomas Frank is trying to shut things down. Fulham have just had a few good chances, very unlucky with a couple of chances there, but I don't know. Thomas Frank has done this before. This is not a good idea. Now we're into 86 minutes or whatever it is at this stage, so it's tight enough, but I don't think that's a good idea. There could be something in this for Fulham still. Careful shutting stuff down like that. At the moment, Brentford on the attack. Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you, I was doing the watch along for Shamrock Rovers, and it went to the fans.
Yeah.
He was in the middle of that fan base. A good mate of mine who comes into the shop, Dylan Miley. He was the ball lad on the phone with the scarf, turning around to your man. They were shell shocked. Said excuse the pun.
I wouldn't mind Almond had obviously scored. He hit the bar. He hit one over. You know, he was causing problems, and but I was worried. You know, you look at the chances we missed, and obviously even late on in the game after Wood had scored, he went on and one. I said, just put it away, and he didn't. I was thinking to myself, Derry are going to go on and score here. I was saying it. They called me 15-year-old. I was sitting here in the sofa, and she was like, "Yeah, all right." And I was like, "Yeah, no, Derry are going to score." And she's like, "Oh, they want." I was like, "They're going to score." I was panicking, and yeah, we seen out. They had a few chances, half chances, Derry towards the end. They were just piling on the pressure. Obviously, Duffer was on the sideline like this, you know, asking for the full time whistle and stuff. But Fulham or after getting the corner there, it was unbelievable. And then the final whistle went, and I was just jumping up and down and sitting around my side. The neighbours are thinking, "What the hell is going on in there?" It was unbelievable. Then a few minutes later, the trophy presentation, which can I just say was an absolute shambles. The most of the FAI delegates were in Tallaght Stadium, so that says it all. There was one guy that was sent up there, and I don't know if you noticed, Mark Coyle ended up giving out the medals. Your man was just standing there.
There was a girl. There was a girl handing them out as well, wasn't there? There was a girl at the table with the medals handing them out.
She I was, from what I'm told, I'm not too sure. She was Derry's press officer.
Okay.
Your man in the suit was the only one from the FAI.
He just stood there. He didn't do anything.
Yeah, sure. He handed out the first few, and then Coyler started handing them out, and he just kind of stood there like that because the lads weren't even shaking hands with him.
Coyler presented his own medal to himself. He took the one off the corner.
Yeah, he done it first, but then it got to the stage he gave that, and he took the last one. But I just thought that the presentation, FAI were just, it was terrible. And I felt, because 18 years you're waiting on it, you know. Listen, the fans and Duffer and the players made it special, but I just thought from the FAI's point of view, they let the league down, they let Shells down, they let the fans and the players down. When most of the delegates are in Tallaght Stadium and there was only one up there, I thought that was an absolute shambles. But listen, apart from that, Duffer going around and clapping with the Derry fans. That was a
hats off to the Derry fans as well.
Oh, unbelievable. They were so respectful. Obviously it wasn't a sellout from their point of view. A lot of them are thinking about obviously next Sunday with the FAI Cup final and stuff like that. So, but fair play to Duffer. And yeah, just what scenes. Obviously my cousin David, as you well know, got into the dressing room and was sending me videos. He was singing along with the players, and he got a video message from Duffer, and he was he was there when he took a video. David took a video of when Duffer was trying to video call Jose Mourinho after the game and stuff, and so David was in there having a few bottles with the lads and all. I think David ended up on every bloody newspaper in Ireland the next day. And funny enough, I text you how the night ended for him. I went to bed and up for work the next morning, went to bed, woke up at 7:15 on Saturday morning, and then a message off him at 3:20. The bus that him and the rest of the fans were coming back on went on fire at the side of the motorway. On silent, I text him back. Is that I used the Jolly Boys out and the coach busters, you know, from Phils and Horses. So he said for about 20 minutes there was 120 of them on one bus. So obviously another fan bus was going by and pulled over the side of the motorway, and they were all standing in there till the replacement coach came down. Yeah. But what an absolute day. Like, the videos he was sending me were unbelievable. Keno was sending me pictures as well. Yeah. Keno got onto the pitch as well and stuff, and then obviously in Talca Park on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock, the Riverside stand was just packed, jammed. The lads were in great great voice, and they were in Paddy Brown's last night at 7 o'clock. The whole team went down. Paddy Brown's put a post saying, change your plan tonight. There's no whatever band was meant to be playing won't be. There's some other band playing, and there's going to be a special guest. And then it just had like a red emoji, a white one, and a trophy. So we all knew what was happening. But
I thought the video from Talca as well, where they were watching all the screens to watch along. And when the goal went in and the place just erupted, like just erupted. It's great to see it. Like
William was down there and he sent me a video and he was sending me voice notes, and the atmosphere, I got goosebumps. I was listening to one of the voice notes and you hear the singing in the background. I got goosebumps listening to it. It was such an emotional and ecstatic day for everyone involved. And look at what I mentioned in the chat on Friday, Johnny Watson, who's been there since playing the good, he's been through the good times and the bad times with them winning before, and he's the kit man there, and he was crying, he was emotional, but he's been there, done it all, and to see him there getting a winner's medal, I was delighted for him, absolutely delighted.
And how emotional was Duffer as well, just to let you know. Listen. Fulham have just equalised, 92nd minute, Harry Wilson.
You're out, me.
Yeah, there you go.
That was a nice little flick. Or did he mean it?
The
ball comes in from the right hand side. He gets in front of the defender. It looks like one of these kind of half scorpion, like little flicks around, and goes into the
quality.
Quality, unbelievable.
And there's nearly 4 minutes left to go.
Yeah.
I told you, Thomas Frank does this, and it's not the thing to be doing.
Yeah.
The thing to be doing is stay on the front foot. It's very dangerous doing things like that against teams like Fulham. Really dangerous. And Thomas Frank's done that a few times this season and cost himself a few points.
They were playing very narrow at the back. Oh, that's a great finish. Great finish. Playing who knocked it in there?
Sanderberg with the key pass for the goal.
Great flick, man. But it's going to be interesting for you now, just watching the manager's reaction there. Thomas Franks was showing on his show, I'm in disbelief, just looking, going, what am I doing here?
And then he takes off a midfielder for a midfielder.
Yeah.
I don't know. He perplexes me at times.
Yeah. But like I said, what a weekend. I was literally buzzing going into work on Saturday morning. I had Michelle's top on, and I sent you a picture on the Friday morning, me going into to work with Michelle's top on and stuff like that. So I was loving it. I was talking to my Uncle Jerry. He's been at a lot of the games this season as well, and he was he's good mates with Johnny Watson actually. So he said we're gonna try organise a day to get down to Ringsend to Johnny's gaff when he has the trophy and get a picture or whatever,
Yeah, very cool. Excellent, good stuff. And Duffer's so emotional. Like
he was.
He was nearly brought to tears himself, and that's not like him. He's normally fairly steadfast, but it was
it was great to see, and listen, his work ethic is unbelievable. Like I seen the first hand when he was managing Rovers under 16s, what he was doing, and he was trying to introduce more professionalism into the game. I said it here before, like he was getting them in for training at 6 a.m. and giving them breakfast and sending them off to school. He was trying to instill that what he learned in England and bring it over here. And obviously he came back to play with Rovers, so he's seen what was going on, that even though Rovers were a professional team, they were probably like a semi-professional team in England. They weren't doing stuff to the standards over there, so we tried to bring that over here. And he has all the lads. Listen, I've seen him falling out with the likes of Shane Farrell and a few other players. Wilson, who went up to Sligo. So if you're not up to the standard, he's cutthroat, he'll get rid of you. But it was great to see how emotional he was. He knows the amount of years of hurt Shells have had, been relegated, been down there for so long in Division 1. To come back up and to win the trophy within 3 years of him being taken on, that's unbelievable, like absolutely unbelievable. And he deserves every bit of credit that he gets from everywhere, I was saying Lineker and Shearer were talking about on their podcast and stuff like that as well, the recognition that he's getting and the attention he's bringing from outside to the league is unbelievable.
Absolutely. So hats off and congratulations to Shelbourne, and best of luck as well in the Champions League qualifiers when they roll around and all that kind of stuff and all. And it was gas to see him ringing Jose Mourinho and all, and he couldn't get through and all. And it was great to hear that Jose had sent them all. He video called them for a message and all that to pump them up and all. So
it's mad because when David sent me the video, I didn't know what was going on. I just seen him on the phone. And then I said, what's going on? He says, Duffer's ringing Mourinho. And I just wrote back laughing emojis, not thinking. And then the next morning I woke up and it was all in the news. I was like,
Every,
what
but
the hell? Like,
it's great to see over the years that connection still stays there, that manager.
yeah, 100%.
And you can lean on it when you need it as well, you know what I mean?
Because obviously he gave he sat the lads down 2 hours before kickoff in the hotel and showed them a video message from Mourinho, giving a special message for them. And again, you don't have to be involved with shells or football to get goosebumps. Listen, imagine Mourinho sitting down and sending you a message from Turkey, he's over there managing for Fenerbahce. You're the club here in Dublin, and oh man, unbelievable.
Yeah, and you think of what Mourinho has achieved in his career and stuff like that.
Everything.
To take that time out I'm sure was extremely special to the players and stuff like that,
And he did say, Duffer did say, if Mourinho didn't answer, he put €500 into the kitty. And I believe that was well spent on Saturday night and into last night as well. So
I'd say so. He can well afford it anyway. Just to let you know, folks, Fulham have just scored the winner in the 97th minute.
No way, sorry, I'm just
Harry Wilson again.
Has any of the lads got him in the fancy? I certainly don't. I've only Smith Rowe, and he's not even on the pitch.
I wouldn't have thought so. Thomas Frank, I hope you're listening to the podcast and you're learning. I said it when you were doing it. Do not do it. Don't take off a front man for a defender. There's no need.
You were spot on.
Protecting a 1-0 at Craven Cottage is crazy.
Oh, free header and great header. Great header. But he doesn't do things by half, does he?
Thomas Frank will be going ballistic.
Yeah, playing very narrow, ball coming in from the left, the other one was from the right. But, to get the ball in and then from Wilson to come in and get a free header, basically, probably 8-9 yards out. Great header, But gee, you'd be kicking yourself.
Don't forget, folks, coming up this Sunday, 3 o'clock from the Aviva, the FAI Cup, Drogheda versus Derry City. Make sure you tune into that. There's still tickets, but I think there's over 36,000 tickets sold at this stage.
Drogheda have sold out their allocation. So there's still some in Derry section, and I think there's still some in the middle section that is not hospitality, but it's like premium section. There's still some tickets left there. But I said it before, lads, if you're not doing anything on Sunday, go to it. Witness a live game of League of Ireland. It's a final, it's in the Aviva, our national stadium and stuff, and it's going to be an excellent game. Obviously, Derry are going to be really pushing for it, given the disappointment of being thereabouts, in the league for so long and over the last probably 6-7 games just losing it. And then Drogheda, listen, they're going in as underdogs, but you know yourself, we spoke to Aaron about that mentality and stuff like that. They've a never say die attitude. They're a tough team to play against, and they know there's a shot of Europe at stake. And it's a vital week for them. They play a cup final on Sunday, and then the following Saturday they're playing Bray in the playoff relegation in Richmond. It's a massive week for them. Imagine for them, it was like Wigan. Remember Wigan years ago won the FA Cup, and then a few days later they got relegated.
Yeah.
So this is the position Drogheda are in at the minute. They could win the FAI Cup on Sunday and then maybe get relegated next week. So it's going to be a massive week for them,
Yeah, just let you know, Craven Cottage has finished 2-1 to Fulham. Harry Wilson with a brace laid on. Thomas Frank, you need to learn. You need to learn.
I told you so.
We are going to talk about Brighthead. Don't worry about that. What a comeback. They were 2-0 down. They looked dead and buried.
Yes.
But they came back to 2-2.
A Bray fan, is he?
Ted is a Bray fan. Yeah, Ted's a Bray OG. So there you go. So Bray fans all here.
He did win a penalty. Keeper should have done better, man.
Yeah.
Should have done better. Great result.
It always feels like that, doesn't it? When you get back into a game like that, the momentum is with you. And then the momentum carries you through. Where when you see Athlone looked like they were coasting.
Yeah.
And then it swings against you and you're on the ropes. It's like a boxing match.
Yeah.
You can't clear your head and all, and you start doing silly things with the penos and all that kind of stuff and all, But yeah, baby, huge result for Brian. Hopefully they can go do the business against Drogheda. I know we had Aaron on and stuff like that, but I need Brian in the Premier League next year.
I felt sorry for Aaron Conley, the Athlone captain. I know his dad Richie very well. He's had a fantastic season, and they get within a grasp, and a penalty shootout. It's again, listen, we know
Heartbreak.
it's 100%. It's a lottery, but I felt sorry for him. So Ireland, Athlone will definitely bounce back. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Not really a fan. Went to the games a bit when I was younger and then fell out of it. We'll have to get back at it. If they're back in the Premier League, we'll have to get
Ron's
back at it.
taking the bleeding piss there because I said he doesn't bet on the football.
Yeah. Had 20 quid off full of the win 2-1, went 1 down, and Harry Wilson to score twice.
What price did you get on that deals? Yeah.
100 to 1. He's not coming in tomorrow. Done. Ted, but started watching the games from the window in the bowler while working. Yeah, absolutely. Bring your own beer. Bring your own monster.
Nice. Well, no, Ted, I don't know if you heard last week, and I proposed it to Niall. We're thinking about going on the road next season to the League of Ireland games and vlogging it and stuff like that behind the scenes and stuff. So, yeah, really looking forward to that. So, we'll be all the different grounds around the place and stuff, and I am really looking forward to it.
Mark's just looking for weekends away in Sligo and stuff like that. I mean, this is what happens.
An old weekend down along for Sham, down Luigi's shipper Sham, as they say.
There we go. Now, what did you make of this yesterday? This blew up a little bit yesterday. Not like these two guys. Seem to be best buddies, but love these head-to-heads. Neville was talking about how Amran is going to need time, which he probably is, because if you look at his style of play and you look at his formation and the way he plays, it's difficult to see how the current players fit into that 3-4-3.
Yeah.
So Akeem was on the flip side going, more time. This is all I hear, more time kind of thing. You know what I mean? Do you really think that they're going to give him all this time that he needs? And they had a bit of an argy-bargy back and forward and stuff like that. Tell me your thoughts. Amran coming in, obviously, and how does that fit into the current squad and what's going to need to be done? And, are we talking about a Dutch exodus now that Ten Hag is gone? Are you going to need more changes? It's going to need a couple of players in January, obviously more in the summer. Some of those guys might go. How does it fit? I mean, he's obviously not going to be able to come in straight away and play 3-4-3 because you don't have the players for it.
No, definitely not. Like, I feel like I kind of agree with Gary a bit. You do need to give him time, particularly a manager that's never managed in the Premier League. You have to give him time. Even if it was an English manager coming in that has, you have to give him time to put a stamp on things, to establish a style of football. And listen, looking at our squad and looking what needs to be done, you're looking at 3, possibly 4 transfer windows that he needs to adjust to get his stamp on things. For January, you're looking at maybe getting players out, possibly bringing in 1 or 2, maybe nothing mad. And then you're looking at the summer where you're going probably a big exodus and him, bringing in a few players. And even at that's the summer window. So then you're going into a new season where, these lads are gelling and stuff like that. So you have to give them time. There's no doubt about it. There's no quick fix nowadays in football, that type of way. There's giving them time. Fans don't have a lot of patience nowadays. A lot of fans are fickle, thinking, oh yeah, you look at what Ernie Slott's doing at Liverpool, he's coming in and he's done this, that, and the other. It doesn't work that way all the time.
He inherited a very good squad.
You look at the squad. Yeah, you look at the squad he inherited and you look at ours and you think it's like chalk and cheese, there's a lot that needs to be done. You look at the whole Anthony thing, there's going to be Luke Shaw, you look at him, we'll get rid of him, we'll get rid of, like I said, Xerxes.
It's like 1st and 13th.
Yeah. Yeah. There's more than a forest between us, I tell you.
There's a forest, there's a woods,
there's a cottage,
there's a shire. Yeah. We got the whole Lord of the Rings here covered. Don't worry about that.
I think we'll look at like I said, you look at the likes of Shaw, Xerxes, Anthony, a few others that you think, hey, Henry, what's the story, pal? There's a lot to be done there. I like his style of football. It looks very progressive. All eyes will be obviously on a certain game. Is it tomorrow night or the night after? Manchester City against Lisbon. I think it's tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken. It could be
against Sporting. Yeah.
But the whole city of Manchester is always beyond that for obviously different reasons. So, but yeah, listen, I'm excited. I was excited when Ten Hag came in. I was probably excited up until the start of last season. I don't know how Ted feels, but obviously we're good. It's going to just rinse and repeat. Same old thing. But yeah,
I said to you about 6 weeks ago. It's when the pre-match and the post-match conversations get stupid. then
Yeah,
you know the end is near.
yeah.
Because it's
And
just when
listen,
you start just talking waffle, like, you know.
he's I know it doesn't really make much, but like he's had a decent career as a baller as well. He's played against us. He's played against really good players. So he has a good knowledge and he has
I
a
appreciate it.
style. He has a style, and that's what we've been missing. We've missed an identity and a style, and hopefully he can bring that, and he knows what type of players and system he wants to play. And like I said, I know we don't have a lot of the players that he has, so I'm excited to see who's going to bring in and who's
Mm.
going to go. Let's face it, we're not going to get a lot of money for the players that are leaving because if no one's going to spend an awful lot on the likes of Shaw. Anthony, we're going to take a completely massive hit on, which I don't mind because it's one of those you live and learn.
Chalk it off. It is what it is.
Exactly.
Mm.
Like so, but no, I'm excited to see what he's going to do. It's be interesting to see what the Van Nistelrooy situation is going to be, whether or not he'll keep him on, and it's because we know nowadays that if you're bringing in a new manager, it's the whole background that he's going to take with him from his
Yeah.
previous club.
And I mean, they said that's what they were negotiating on, his coaching staff and everything
Yeah,
and all. So,
exactly. So we
but,
seen it so much over the years. So it was like the first one I remember is when David Moyes started bringing in his old team.
yeah, the injuries were tough.
Yeah, we need a natural goal scorer. Like there's no doubt about it. You even look yesterday and previous games, and we're wasting chances. Like Hoyland when he was injured, we couldn't hit snow off the ropes. Erksey isn't the answer. Again, when he brought him in, I knew he wasn't a number 10, and
Mm.
he just but like he look like I said at the start of the podcast, he looks like he's running backwards at times. And you're like someone wrote it looks like he's running in sandals when he's playing. Like he's
He looks
just
more. I said to Darren on a couple of podcasts. To me, he looks more like an 8 than he does a 10 or a 9. He
yeah.
looks more like an 8 because he loves to spend time around the centre circle. Loves to
I
spend time
said it.
around the centre
I said
circle.
it when he signed. I think I said it to Row. Said it to Deedles. Not just because of his hair and his stature. He reminded me of Fellaini a bit. Like,
Yeah.
in that midfield role and,
Mm.
whatever. But yeah, it's going to be hopefully an interesting few months. But like I said, I wouldn't agree with Kane about getting frustrated about time to time. You have to give a manager time, especially coming in from the Portuguese league. It's a different
Mm.
league. He doesn't have the players he had. So yeah, I'd like to see him give time. Yeah, that's it. Underrates are faster than him as well.
Yeah, it does. He's taking charge right after the international break. His first game is Ipswich.
Ipswich,
On
yeah.
the is it Ipswich on the 21st or something like that? It's Ipswich is the first game anyway. He's in charge. So be interesting to see. Be interesting to see. And two things that caught my mind this week, kind of. I'm not a huge fan of Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
But I did like the way he came out and he issued the apology to Ten Hag and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of, I thought that was a bit more upstanding than what I tend to expect from him anyway. So fair play to him doing that. The other one was Marcus Rashford talking about how excited he was to start playing under the new manager. And I'm thinking, this is a vinyl record skipping on the needle every manager that comes in.
You know why
What's
that is,
going on?
though? Because he's hoping the new manager's going to bring Sancho back. Him and Sancho are bosom buddies, like, That's why
Yeah.
I said it
Or,
here before. That's why
or he's hoping he fits somewhere into the 3-4-3.
yeah. Left
Yeah.
fullback, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rashford, I'll start enjoying me football again. Fuck off, like, seriously.
Yeah.
You get paid to do a job.
Yeah. It's
You get,
rough.
like, I've said it before, as a footballer, you're paid to play for a club. Yes, the manager's there, but you're paid by the club. You wear that jersey, you play for the crest. It's not about who the man. You might have your differences aside or whatever, but just play for the club, like play for the fans.
Ted, there's no one with any of us in there right now getting an extra 30k a week. I can tell you that much. These guys are penny pinching everywhere. There ain't no Christmas party even. No one's getting dropped another 30. And certainly Marcus Rashford is certainly not getting dropped another 30k. That's for sure.
Has to pay for his own grooming and styling as well. He's a slick looking bastard, isn't he?
Tell you, big time.
I said to my sister Rebecca, he looks a mix between David Blaine and her fella Curtis.
Isn't it mad? Yeah, absolutely. Isn't it mad to see the difference, the age demographic, the way it's going with these new managers and stuff like that? Like you Fabian Hurtzler in there, Amarin coming in. Like
It's
Like, a lot of these guys are under 40 and stuff like that. It's mad,
it's
isn't
30 now. I said it. Said it again. I think I
it?
said it to Row in the shop. First time in my lifetime I've had a manager that's younger than me managing Manchester United.
Mm.
It's mad, like, and it's obviously,
Mm.
listen, I know we're getting older. The lads are gonna be
Mm.
younger as well, but
Ten
it
Hag
is,
now.
yeah. So, yeah, I suppose just because of a bit of hair, look, yeah, no,
Yeah,
that was it.
yeah. Don't let the
But
hair fool you.
that's it, that's it. But yeah, no, listen, looking forward to it now, and
Yeah,
hopefully we can start picking up a few results and go on a good run in Europe and stuff like that,
yeah,
and hopefully get a nice kind FA Cup third round draw in
yeah.
January.
Yeah, I was looking after the Brighton game there the other day as well, and there's a lot to like about what they're doing there. And I was thinking, I'm 20 years older than Fabian
It's
Hutzler.
mad, isn't it?
It's mental,
It's
mental,
mad.
but it's kind of cool as well in other ways, because this is the next wave of Mourinho's and stuff like that
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
through.
yeah.
So it's
So,
going to be very interesting to see.
so when you were his age, you had just opened up WrestleMania.
33 I was a year older. I think he's 32.
Is he
I was a year older
in
when
or around that?
yeah,
Yeah,
in and
jeez,
around that, yeah.
the old.
If only I had taken my badges, I could have been the manager of Brighton.
Well, remember, you used to drive the old convertible into Stephen's Green Shopping Centre,
That's right.
driving by the old pod back in the
Then
day.
then I had to get a Jeep. Then I ended up getting the Dart. That's a lesson for all you young lads out there. Don't go into business for yourself. Being self-employed ain't everything. It's made up to be. Trust me.
That's it. That's it.
Lot of late nights and early mornings and all that kind of stuff. Right, let's round out quickly. We jumped down through the Champions League. I think we kind of covered most of the ref watches. There anything else you wanted to touch on?
No, I think that was it. Like I said, I thought it should have been a penalty for the Ipswich game. Alvarez for me was a sending off. It was definitely a second yellow. The Martinez one, again, I don't think there was that much contact in it, if I'm being honest with you. And then Haaland, I think, was the only other one. The challenge on Haaland in the Bournemouth game, wasn't a red for me.
Just to let you know, Neymar has just gone off injured for Al Hilal as well.
Are you did watch along there and another
channel? No, I'm just watching there. It's after popping up, and I was thinking, I was looking on it, I was thinking, is it January? How many January he shags off to Brazil, doesn't he, for a month?
So that's it. Daz is in the chat there. So I'll tell you, I was watching the snooker today. Daz, the old snooker, is getting back into full throttle, obviously. So the champions coming up next. I thought you were on fire. I thought you were going to put a bit of slide of the snooker there for a sec. No,
I'm not that here. No, come on.
But no, some decent.
Did I read the other last week or something like that? Did Jimmy White walk out of a match or something like that last week?
A few weeks ago, there was I think that was the one he had a bit of a disagreement with the opponent and the referee and stuff, and he just walked out. But he's been in good form. He's been in good form this season, Jimmy. Like, he's on the third fucking donkey's years at this stage, like, you know.
Yeah, I seen a picture of him there the other day, and I barely recognised him, actually.
Have you seen his missus?
No.
Google Jimmy White girlfriend. She's one of these girls that used to do the things for the darts, the walkout girls for the darts and stuff like that.
So tops.
Yeah. So
there you go.
That's good.
Anything jumping out here for you over the next couple of days? Obviously, Liverpool Leverkusen should be good tomorrow night. Alonso's going back.
Yeah, listen, Madrid AC as well is one of those you look at. Throughout the years, they've had some
Sporting City.
Sporting City, I think, is going to be a really good game. You'd like to see Villa obviously keep their momentum up in the Champions League, stay on top with a win. Inter and Arsenal is another one as well.
That's going to be real interesting.
PSG and Atletico is going to be a cracking game as well. So, actually, one of the other ones, I think Munich and Benfica should be a good game.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a very, very good game as well. So, there's some decent games. Like, I'm still trying to get my head around whether do I like the new format or not. I'm not particularly a fan of it at the minute.
I don't think we'll know till they complete the games and we see where it all lies.
Yeah.
I'm looking for Villa and Bruges as well. If Villa can get the win away at Bruges, they'll be nearly qualified at that stage. You'll only need another couple of points or something.
Exactly.
So fair play them and stuff like that as well. Yeah. So, but some interesting games. Really looking forward to Xavi Alonso back in Anfield as well. That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
And hopefully the fans will give him the respect he deserves and not dwell on the fact that he turned down the opportunity to come in after Klopp and stuff like that.
Listen, I think if you look at it now with the way Slott's been doing as well, like, I think if a manager had to come in and it wasn't so great, he'd probably be a bit more bitter towards it. But I think the way Slot has come in and settled in really well, you know, there probably is less animosity there between himself, the fans and himself, you know.
Yeah, I think if we were struggling now, it'd be a different story. Yeah. But I'll have a preview for that game as well. It should be up on the channel in the morning as well. So Liverpool versus Leverkusen, the return of Xavi Alonso. So keep an eye out for that, folks. As always, it'll go up as a video. But yeah, lots of action this week coming up. Wednesday, I will be back with Pro Wrestling Weekly. We'll be taking a look back at Crown Jewel. The two Seans are coming on as well. They were at the live event last night as well, so they're going to come on and give us a breakdown.
Shawn Michaels and Sean Stasiak.
That's it, Shawn Michaels and Sean Stasiak.
Sorry, lads.
Love it. Yeah, so they'll be on and they'll give us a breakdown of the live, and we'll do a recap of all the usual good stuff on Pro Wrestling Weekly. Thursday, I'll be back with Darren for the usual breakdown, and probably we'll get a flavour. I don't know what time United are playing up, but I doubt we'll get a flavour of a bit of a watch along with our usual Thursday tier talk, beat the bookie and all the rest of that stuff. So make sure you have the bell smashed on it. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel and you've hit the like button on the video, which is so important. Really, really important that you're hitting that like. It makes a huge difference. We see it even on the videos. So if you can, keep on doing that. Lots to come from the channel. It's going to be really, really cool over the next few months when we start going out and about and stuff like that, and just having the crack and having good fun with fans out there and stuff like that and all.
Upper tier away days. Upper tier away days.
Upper tier away days. Yeah. Carbill karaoke, the whole lot. But yeah, we'll have a lot of fun and stuff like that. And if you have any recommendations, always let us know as well. When's the Villa preview? The Villa preview, Daz, will be on Friday, I would imagine. That's normally the day for that. And then you never know. We might even try and squeeze in a watch along for the FAI Cup. We'll see how it goes. We won't promise that yet. We'll see how the weekend goes. And if we can, keep an eye. That's where you need that bell notification hit, so you know if we're going to do these things. And it's always a lot of fun. Big up, Daz. So big up to everyone in the chat. Appreciate you joining us as always again. Make sure you're subscribing to any of the channels in the chat as well. Folks, if you want, don't forget to drop your links in there if you want, or so desire. It's up to yourselves. I will talk to you again real soon. Always appreciate it, cuz on a Monday. We love these shows. And we'll talk again real soon.
Thank you, cuz. Cheers.